What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hollywood Life with Nick
and Jazzy.
And welcome back to our Vlogmas. Today we're going to be just give y'all some tips, 10 quick tips on how to manage your stress during the holiday season. Personally, I didn't really grow up celebrating holidays like that, and I've seen a lot of stress, but that doesn't mean that I didn't see the stress or feel the stress. And now, being with Jasmine, we see the stress and we feel the stress too. And, regardless, there's just a lot that could, be going on with people during this season. So just want to kind of get back to you guys and let y'all know how to manage it. We got 10 tips. The first one for me is going to be prioritizing yourself. One of the biggest things that I deal with, like right now, again, we're doing Vlogmas. I've never done that before, and editing takes like an enormous amount of time. I'm drinking a Celsius right now. It's like after 7 o'clock. I'll probably be up all night editing videos. There's that stress. There's other things that kind of come on. Jasmine always tells me I don't take breaks. I don't sleep. I don't do enough of that, at least. And I would definitely say self-care is something huge. She can probably expound on it more. I'm not an expert at it.
Yeah, I'm a very, very big believer in self-care. I think like I said, we both still work our 9-to-5 jobs. Between recording and doing all those things, maintaining a household, you have to find time for yourself, whether that means just going outside for a walk or just go and do something that you actually enjoy doing, whether that's watching a little bit of TV or reading your favorite book, whatever that might be for you. Highly recommend to do it because just that small amount of time could make a really, really big difference in your day.
Yeah, I love mental health walks.
Number 2, don't be afraid to ask for help if you're getting overwhelmed. And what I mean by that is, if you're having a holiday party or you're having a guest over, don't be afraid to delegate different tasks, whether that is someone bringing something or the end of the night cleanup. It could be an array of different things, but don't be afraid to ask your family and friends for just that extra help. Don't feel like all the pressure is on you and that you have to do every single thing to make everybody happy, which can be super stressful.
I think lately, especially with everything that I feel like I've taken on my plate, I have definitely become more comfortable with delegating tasks or asking people to do things, at least figuring out what am I comfortable with somebody else doing, and I guess just shifting my expectations. So yeah, definitely delegating tasks is, delegating things to other people for them to do it and help you. It's something that can definitely take some of the stress off. Number 3, I think I'm pretty good at this. Learn how to say no and mean it. Especially during this time, regardless, everybody's on the holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, don't celebrate, whatever it is, during the holiday time, people are always asking you to do something. Again, we're talking about delegating tasks. Say no and feel okay with that. You're not obligated to take on every single party, every single task. Everybody wants something. It is okay to say no and actually mean it. And I think I've gotten really good at just being like, no. And it's not because I'm mean or mad or whatever, but I can't do that. I'm not only will I be hurting myself, I'm hurting my partner. And again, if I burn out, then I'm no good to anybody.
All right, y'all. So number 4, keeping up with your healthy habits. The holidays can definitely bring out a lot of unhealthy habits, whether that is eating a little too much or just falling off of your general routine, whether that's your daily walks or going to the gym. Those are some things that you definitely don't want to lose sight of, especially at the end of the year. You see all these crazy people on January 1st out at the gym, taking up all the space. And not to say that that's a bad thing, because absolutely everybody gets in the gym, but don't lose sight. Don't say, oh, it's just that one piece of pie today, or it's just a few cookies. Definitely keep your healthy habits.
I totally agree with Jasmine. I think the holiday, for many reasons, can be a slippery slope. I really do think that it goes back to that prioritizing yourself. Everybody has their own goals or things that they care about or don't care about. If you care about your health, your fitness, your, whatever that is, the holiday time, not only just because it's the holiday and people have sweets, they drink tons of calories. It's cold outside, so you may be less inclined to go to the gym or to go on a walk or whatever it is, but try to figure out a way to make sure that you're still prioritizing your health because that will, you know, you'll release those endorphins, you'll feel better about yourself. January comes around, February, or the summer, now you're not like, man, what the heck, I you know, throughout that whole entire holiday time, feeling like, man, I'm ruining my body here, or I don't feel as up with the stuff that I'm doing. So definitely still prioritize that, and regardless of what anybody else thinks, make sure that you prioritize you and what your goals are. I think there's a lot of peer pressure too during the holiday. Oh, there's just one this, or oh, just, man, no. Do what's gonna make you happy. Number 5, set realistic expectations. I think during the holiday time, no matter what situation, celebrate, don't, whatever, there's tons of sales. There's Black Friday, you got all the end of the year sales, time off from work, you're getting pulled in many different directions. Set realistic expectations, because at the end of the day, you may want to accomplish so much, but you need to, and I'm gonna get to this point a little bit later, but you need to have an expectation of what is, you know, real, what is it that you really want, and whatever that goal is, be realistic about it and make sure that you're working towards that. You don't want to set the bar like way over here, but you know that you can only get to right here. Not to say that you shouldn't have dreams and aspirations and stuff like that, because you definitely should and work towards it, but you definitely don't want to put yourself, like, set the bar to somewhere that you can't be maintained. Just set something that's realistic and achievable and be happy with that.
I don't think that could have been said any better, which will actually bring me to number 6. Be mindful of your finances during the holiday season. We all know that gifts are a huge part of holidays and it cannot be avoided. Don't go into debt during the holidays. Like, don't overspend. Don't do things just to make other people happy and forget about the things that matter the most, like living day to day, putting gas in your car, putting groceries in the house, your light bills. You know, those are the things that are more important than those gifts under the tree. And although we do love those gifts, your family and friends should definitely understand, and no one should just be out there looking for a gift. So some tips that I like to add to that as well. You know, if you absolutely are a gift giver, make a budget for yourself. Don't overdo it. If you have just those 10 family members that you just absolutely have to get a gift for, if your budget is just $100, make that $100 stretch for all 10 of those family members. If your budget is only $150, you can make that work in some type of way. Another thing is just get creative. Figure out some ideas that don't require you to spend substantial amounts of money on anything, and turn those into fun and fun traditions with the family. And lastly, stay away from all of the ads and the gimmicks on TV and social media. At least try to, it is hard, but try to limit it. You know, I can count, actually, y'all, I cannot count on one hand, but typically I'm waking up at about 6 a.m. and the first thing I do, which this is a totally bad habit, I pick up my phone and my emails are like off the chain. And when I tell you, it has been Black Friday this, blowout sale this. You know what's also crazy? These advertisers are like using your name in the emails. So it's like making me want to click and say like, oh wait, they're talking to me. Yeah. You know, so try to stay away from those things. Like,
Jasmine, we got the brand new boots for you.
No, seriously, like I don't even open the emails. I'm just, probably that first 10 minutes that I'm awake at 6 a.m., I'm like deleting all of these emails, because I'm like, no, I'm not about to fall for all of this. Yeah. I know it's really difficult, but a lot of those other activities that we just mentioned before, like going on those mental health walks, staying active, finding creative things to do, that will help, or at least we feel that would help with, you know, those financial stressors.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to say other than, you know, I feel like every single year in life, me just paying attention to people around me during the holiday time, is there's so much stress from parents, or if you're in school, kids feeling like, oh, I'm not gonna get what this person has, or that person I gotta give this to that person, and all that. And it's like way too much emphasis on what it's not supposed to be about. At the end of the day, everybody should be in a place of gratitude right now, thankfulness, and giving, I think, love. Right now, I think is a time to shift your focus from want and what I'm gonna get and all of this like consuming to just shifting your focus to realizing you have went from January all the way to the end of the year, December. Be appreciative of what you have. Be appreciative of what somebody might give you because you didn't have it before. And if you really think back to the beginning of the year, hopefully whatever you prayed for and asked for last year, December, whatever, you're in that place now. So why think so much about what more I can get and all this other kind of stuff when you could really just focus on, man, you know what? A year ago I wished I was where I am today. A year ago I wished I had what I have right now. Everybody just starts to get really greedy and start thinking about, oh, I want this, I want that. Be appreciative of what you have right now. And I guarantee you, it's like this cup, I have at least a little bit of water left instead of, man, it's not full to the top. Like that shifts your whole entire energy to a place of abundance and what you do have and appreciating versus what you don't. And that in itself will change the amount of stress that you have. And I guess that brings us to number 9. Have a plan or a method and stick to it. All these different things that we've talked about so far, let's say it's your fitness, your mental health, your physical health, your job, whatever other goals you have during this month or during this period, have a plan and stick to it. We said back to the beginning, we're doing VLOGMAS this year. There's so much more editing and other things that we gotta do while working, also while balancing family. You need to come up with a plan. If that means you need to dedicate some time, sit down and write it out. Whatever it is that you have to do, but write out a plan and some type of system or method so that you can achieve that. Maybe it does require you to wake up a little bit earlier to do something else. Maybe you have to go to sleep a little bit later to do something else. Maybe you have to cut something else out. Maybe you gotta add something else somewhere else. But write a plan down and stick to it, regardless of whatever it is. And lastly, drum roll, number 10.
Number 10, this one is very, very near and dear to me. Definitely seek professional help if you are feeling the blues, if you're feeling any type of depression, because holidays can trigger a lot of lonely feelings. It can trigger a lot of grief. It can trigger a lot of grief feelings within us. We mentioned a whole bunch of things, just not celebrating the same holidays as certain family members, not having any family members to celebrate with. It could be many, many different things.
You could have deaths in your family. You could have a new job and you're in another city and you feel like you're alone. There's so many other things that I think that are bigger issues that people may have than whether or not they celebrate or not. You always got to think that you could be worse off. You see a homeless person right now and you're in a home, regardless if it's in your biggest home or your best home or whatever. There's so many other things that could be bad or worse off. You could, your dog could have died this month. I'm so sorry to hear that. Prayers to you and your family if that's the case, but definitely seek professional help if you need it. I don't know, I guess it goes back to be appreciative of what you do have, because you really don't. Sometimes you take for granted the things that you have, not realizing that somebody else really doesn't. It's not even about having something. Somebody else is really going through something right now.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
and don't be ashamed of seeking therapy or counseling. There are so many different resources out there. I personally like the website Therapy for Black Girls. I believe there's actually one Therapy for Black Men. Those are some sites that you can use to seek out professional counseling. Those out there that have like insurances, I will tell you that most insurances do cover your mental health. So I highly recommend to use it if you do have it from your employer. And nothing's wrong with it. It's nobody's business. You don't have to broadcast it to the world. But if you need it for you, you need somebody to talk to help get you through these holiday seasons that can be difficult for those out there, I highly recommend seeking out some therapy and counseling.
Yeah, and for those of you who may not have a job or who, or maybe you don't have insurance or whatever the case may be, there's other things you can do too. Like, and again, make sure it's unbiased. I wouldn't personally say go to a family member or somebody like that just because they can be more biased. But let's say right now you're watching this YouTube video, you can go and look at actual YouTube therapists and seek counseling that way. There are priests or pastors. If you can go to a church and ask somebody to speak with you, or again pray. Read your Bible. Those are things that could definitely uplift you. And again, just try. And those are all free. You don't need to pay any money for that. For if you have a phone right now, look on YouTube and look up something, positive affirmations, whatever it is, and that's free.
Absolutely.
Well, again, hopefully these holidays and this holiday season is really great for you. We love you. Again, something that we could ask for you guys that is absolutely free is for you to hit the like button right now. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this video, please subscribe if you watched this long. Thank you for tuning in to me and Jazz. Thank you for being with us all year. We love you, and we hope the whole rest of your holiday season is absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are a blessing to us. Jasmine, she's on her LTK journey, so I gotta drop that in there shamelessly. Go check out her LTK. She's got a whole bunch of great fashion on there, so go check it out, especially during the holiday season. If you are gonna buy some gifts, go check out her website because she does receive a small commission, so help her out.
Yes, and I've been posting a lot of gifts for him and her, so definitely go check that out. The links are all there.
Yeah, so thank you guys. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We love you, and peace. Tell them, say like and subscribe.
I like and subscribe.
Yeah!